Hi, I'm Rebecca Piper from Cranfield School of Management. Today I'm at the Global Manufacturing Roundtable talking to Mike Price, former Chief Executive of Ultraframe. Mike, today you've given a great presentation on sustaining improvement initiatives. Can you give us a few highlights of the presentation you gave earlier?
Speaking from my experiences at two particular companies I've run, Pack International electronics business and Ultraframe UK, a business that manufactures conservatory roofs. Both have the same themes in terms of issues and opportunities for sustaining continuous improvement. And one of the key points really is leadership. And in terms of leadership, there are probably 3 points that are important to remember. First of all, to get people on board, you need to create a vision which people can identify with. And quite often pictures are very powerful in terms of portraying a future state which is achievable for an organisation. And secondly, getting alignment and engagement with people. If people see this future state vision and they can associate what they can do to be part of a better future, you can start to get people on side. And the third point probably is a sense of urgency, which is one of the themes that John Cotter has written about recently in one of his latest books, Sense of Urgency. And what I've tried to do in businesses where I've been involved is to actually understand some quick wins, some quick projects in the right direction, to give people motivation when they start to achieve the results and move the business forward in the right direction.
Can you just talk around these quick wins a bit more for me?
Yeah, in terms of Ultraframe, the business I've just left, I was CEO there for 5 years. The issue there was the business was into a decline situation, having been very successful in its early period of its life through competitive intensity. And really the issue, first of all, was with communication. People on the shop floor didn't really know that the business was in trouble. And as a PLC, it tried to protect its share price and not share information. So communication was key. I had to try and get people on board by showing them where the business was really at and telling the truth really about the business. And then creating this vision of where we could get to in terms of improvement in the future and engaging them as part of the accepting to go on the journey together. The quick wins were having, first of all, in 2005, established a new layout for the whole of the operation. The quick wins that I embedded with Ultraframe was actually a series of projects which were undertaken very quickly to move the right cells into the right places to achieve better flow through the organisation. And in terms of leadership and succession planning, what I managed to do, after the first year of me leading projects, I groomed a successor in terms of the project management side of the business. And the first successor was a lady called Sian Howitt, who took up the reins on the project management side and started to also run the projects going forward. And beyond that, then Andy Crowe, a second successor you could call him, that took up the mantle for that, as I was promoted within the business to ultimately become the CEO.
Can you explain to us a few of the issues that you faced in implementing any of your continuous improvement programme?
Yeah, sure. I mean, clearly any change programme faces a number of issues. And first and foremost, when I started Ultraframe, for example, there was a belief that the business was still doing very, very well. And through the lack of communication from the top down initially, there was no real reason for people to believe that things were okay still, because the business was still quite busy. But the fact that the price of the products had been reduced in the market and now the business is getting close to break even wasn't really shared because of the share price issues. So I sought to actually be very bold and tell the truth about where the business was and engage people to want to improve the business and move it forward. The issues we faced, we've heard it all before. You know, other people have been here and said that things can get better, and actually it hasn't. The way we combat that is through the quick changes that we talked about previously, the quick wins as I call them, to show people that we're doing things rather than just talking about things and trying to move forward together. Also, I think probably 12 months into a change programme, things can start to plateau, and often business can approach a point in time which is referred to as a quit point, where it feels that the amount of effort being put in isn't yet being rewarded by the business results. And my advice in this situation is to persevere and keep going, and actually be aware of the quit point and tell people this is natural. We need to keep going through the quit point to get to the side where the results will start to show through and all our effort will have been worthwhile in the first place. Also, in terms of trying to engage people within a business, typically you have people that are influential. these can be managers, but often they're actually people within the business at all different areas, and all different positions within the structure. And if you can understand who the influencers are and get them on side, you'll take with them a good broad set of people within the business that actually want to do the right thing, but will be steered in one way or the other depending on who is influencing them. So influence the influencers is a key point. I've found works quite well within business change processes. At Ultraframe, the example there would be the Joint Consultation Committee. The business isn't unionised, but does have a JCC. And since joining the business in 2005, I chaired the JCC. Originally, it was very much quite militant, actually, because the previous management had been dictating to the JCC changes that weren't really understood very well by the people. If you can actually get people to understand the business issues and help solve the problem themselves rather than being dictated to with a solution, it helps with sustainability. The particular programme which we moved forward on with Ultraframe in the early days was annualised hours. The business is very seasonal, and everybody knows that. It's busy in the summer, not as busy in the winter. And the way the business responded to that in the past has been working 40 hours a week come what may, working lots of overtime in the summer, but actually employing temps and agency people, not training them very well, creating quality problems as well. And in the winter, working 40 hours as well. So I portrayed this issue of the seasonality of the business, and rather than impose a solution, i.e. annualised hours, I worked with the JCC to work out what the solution should be. And we used various graphical means to demonstrate the reason to change. And at the end of this, it took 3 or 4 months, but at the end of the process, we got all the terms and conditions changed for all the employees with the backing of the employees. So everybody wanted to change, and understood the reasons why. And there was a consensus that we need to move forward with a new way of operating.